You're listening to the Hustled Up Podcast. We're Holly and Laura, besties since birth, cleaning business owners, multi-passionate doers, and founders of the Hustle Haven, a modern business education and networking collective built for fellow entrepreneurs who crave growth, support, and real connection. Now, we're your go-to girlies for the real side of entrepreneurship. We're covering wins, fails, and the messy middle. So come on in and let's talk branding, booking, burnout, and everything in between. If you're in serious need of tips, tea, total transformation, and that let's freaking go energy, you're in the right place. Grab your earbuds, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up. Hello, hello, friends, family, followers, fellow hustlers. Welcome back to another episode of the Hustled Up Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Holly.
And my name is Laura.
And we're so excited to be back, of course. But this topic is going to be an emotional one. And I feel like it's something that actually really isn't spoken about, or at least not that I've heard.
I've never heard this be spoken about. And I'm like, part of me feels like, am I a baby for thinking that this is true? But I don't think so. I think it's just nobody talks about this.
No, yeah, it's definitely something that we're just going to get vulnerable with, especially for people who are building teams, or maybe you have a big team and you're just feeling it and you need to, hear somebody vent it out. And that's going to be today, because we're going to be talking about the emotional labor of leadership. And hear me out, right? Like, you walk into your office and you have one technician who's crying about something going on at home. You have a client who's complaining about something being missed in the house. You have another technician who's overwhelmed because they have maybe too many hours or something. And you have all of these different things, and it weighs you down emotionally. And it hurts sometimes too. Like, it's not just, oh, like today was a rough day. Like, you absorb sometimes like what the people around you in your business are feeling. And when you're a small business, when you have only 10 or 20 or 5 employees, it's actually a little tougher because you have multiple people who are connected to you and reporting to you. Plus, you're still dealing with all of your clients or your customers. So you're kind of you're taking in everything from everyone all at once, every day, all the time.
Yeah, no, as you're sitting here talking, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm valid for feeling this.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah. So if you're feeling like it's emotional and it's hard, we're going to be talking about how we protect ourselves. We're going to talk about the real cost of doing what we do, of being leaders, but we're also going to talk about why we wouldn't have it any other way. So if you want to hear all about leadership and the emotional toll it takes, but also how to keep yourself protected, keep on watching. If you own a home service business and you are struggling to juggle quotes, invoices, client reminders, communications across every single platform, the works, you need to stop what you're doing and listen to me right now. Jobber has been keeping my business running smooth for years. I swear by it, and I need to tell you all about it. From managing 11 technician schedules to invoicing to automated client reminders and so much more, Jobber makes my life easy. This CRM has allowed me to truly work on building my business while keeping everything organized instead of chasing down paperwork. And here's the best part. As an official Jobber brand partner, I know I am still freaking out over this myself. I have a code that is going to not only get you a 14-day free trial, but 20% off for 6 months. Just head on to go.getjobber.com/Holly. Again, that's go.getjobber.com/Holly to claim your savings. There are multiple plans to choose from that support a multitude of business sizes and budgets. So what are you waiting for? Get your business organized and get ready to scale with ease with Jobber. Again, that's go.getjobber.com/Holly. Do it today. You will not regret it. I promise. So let's break down emotional labor when it comes to leadership, because you're not just working a job, which you also are. Like, not only are you in charge, as you guys know from last week's episode, not only are you in charge of making sure your business is financially healthy, make sure you're adequately staffed, make sure your clients are happy, but now you are also in charge of remaining emotionally regulated as best you can, because you have to make sure that when you are regulating your own emotions, you are able to then hold space for other people's emotions. And trust me when I tell you, this is not something we're making up. We have had it happen from the start of our business until now. Technicians coming in, their personal lives are falling apart. Something is happening. They're crying. They don't know what to do. And we have to hold space for them. And sometimes, as a leader, you are the only safe space too.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you are providing emotional safety. You also have to make sure that you're able to absorb stress without transferring it. I suck at that.
It's
I'm
hard. Well, I feel like we're also so empathetic, both of us, that if somebody comes in with negative energy, I feel like I immediately have negative energy because I'm like a sponge to it. I just
Yeah,
suck it in, and then
I
it's
feel
hard
it.
to, you have to like almost put up blockers.
It's so hard though, because
It's so
we
hard.
do feel empathy a lot. And like, if one of my technicians is coming and crying about something going on at home, I'm like, oh God, like that hurts. Like, I'm feeling pain for you. And it's really hard. And you have to make sure you're taking it in and you're not doling it back out to the rest of your staff, to your clients, to your family at home.
Yeah.
And that gets hard too. It really does. And then there's also the awkward time when maybe someone's personal life or something is causing them to not perform at work. So now you need to also have hard conversations in a gentle way. Have I convinced you guys to sell your businesses yet? Like,
No,
I'm just
literally. I'm pretty sure last week I had somebody crying about something in their personal life that was very difficult and very hard in the middle of giving them a write up. I'm like, it's like it's a really hard combination of being a stern leader, but also being a person.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, business is business, but we are humans.
Yeah.
But it's really awkward when you're like, I'm sorry, your life is crumbling. Here, please sign this right up. Just don't forget to sign and date it. Like, it's so awkward.
Honestly, this is why, though, and this is a slight tangent, this is why it is so important to have systems in place,
Yeah.
because then the systems are the things doing that for you. Like, you're not doing a write up because you want to, or because
Right.
because their life is falling apart. You're doing it because your policies say that so and so is worthy of a write. Like, so and so results in a write up.
Right. The numbers are why you've received this write up,
Correct.
not because of you as a person.
Yes.
What you did, the actions you took, resulted in you breaking a policy, hence the write up.
Yes, exactly. So that, is something super important to remember. And then, of course, you have to just know when to stay calm during the chaos, which
That we struggle with.
I've gotten better though.
But you have.
When we were
newer,
in business, I have cried in front of technicians, and I'm like, what? I look back on it now and I'm like, oh girl, you need to save that. You need to save that for private time with Laura, for time at home. Like, if you need to let it out, because it's not to say, like, when I say absorb it without transferring it, I don't mean like take it all in, stuff it down, bubble it, and then wait for it, like dropping a Pepto tablet in a Coca-Cola bottle or whatever, and you just explode. That's not what I mean. But you have to choose the times, and you have to make sure that you are not showing you can show your humanity, but there's a difference between showing humanity versus like complete weakness, or like you've lost control, because at the end of the day, you are the owner of the business and multiple people are relying on you to keep things in control. Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
No, totally. Because we're definitely human. We always tell our technicians when something major is going on. Well, we don't tell them always when something's major is going on, but like, for example, yesterday, one of our lovely technicians walked into the office and I was dealing with 1,000 things with the snowstorm, and she could tell I was stressed. And I was like, oh, it's a mess. Just wait in the other room. I'll be with you in a second. I'm dealing with a ton of things. So like, it's okay to let them in, and you don't have to act like everything is perfect 24/7, because it's not. But there's also a time and a place, because as leaders too, I think that we need to be reassuring them that everything is okay. If they see
Yes.
us crumbling, let's say there is a major hiccup in the business and they see us stressed about it, then they're going to be stressed about it. Oh my goodness, is something wrong with the business? Is my job in jeopardy? Is the business in jeopardy? They don't need to know that.
No,
That's our job to worry about. They have enough. They need to worry about what they're doing, their tasks, and their clients. They don't need to worry about all of our
no.
problems because it's not their job.
Yeah, exactly. So, really, all of this to say that you need to be encouraging even when you're exhausted, even when you're over it and you're tired and you're done, because we are not only leaders in business, but we are therapists, we
Hmm.
are life coaches, we are mentors, we're their cheerleaders, we're crisis managers, and at the end of the day, most importantly, we are company culture protectors, and that is just the most important thing. And so, okay, let's dial it in. Let's dial it back for a minute, because like while you're dealing with like marketing and payroll and all of these other things that I mentioned, we're like, let's just give them an example. Let's just tell them
Like
about
our
our
life
life.
example.
Our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Like what we're dealing with.
We own Chores and More. We have what? 12?
12 technicians, soon to be 13. We
Oh my
have
gosh, we have soon to be 13
we have
tech.
soon to be 13 techs.
Wow.
We have
That's amazing.
one part-time admin, one full-time office worker, and then one of the 12 technicians does part-time office work as well.
Yes.
And almost 200 clients.
Yes. Oh, that's a
And
lot
multiple
of
vendors that we're working
oh
with.
my God. Just, you know what? I quit. I'm getting
No,
I'm just
don't
kidding.
leave.
I'm
Don't leave.
totally kidding. But all of that to say, like, how, like, we're not just managing 12, 13, 14, however many people it is, schedules. We're managing the different personalities and emotions and backgrounds of all of these people. Every single person comes from such a different background, and they all have such a different story. They have different
They have different needs.
yes,
too, I
different
feel like they
needs.
all have
Exactly.
different needs.
Yes.
And it's our job. It's our job as leaders to know their needs.
Mhm.
Because you're not only managing 12 different people, you're managing 12 different schedules as well.
Ooh.
And you need to know who wants a light schedule, who wants a heavy schedule, who likes to work in teams, who doesn't want to work solo, who is afraid of, there's just so much that goes into it that you're managing that it's literally like a Rubik's Cube. And the thing I think is so interesting about this and why I wanted to talk about it is it's invisible.
Yeah.
Like it's invisible. I think that coming from an employee perspective, at least when I was an employee, I didn't think about all the things my boss had to deal with. That was
No.
not on my radar
No.
because my life is kind of tunnel visioned and I'm thinking of my perspective as the employee. I'm not thinking about all the things going on in the background, all the things that have to be juggled. So if I see something, just as an example, on my schedule that I specifically said, I don't want this or I can't do this, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did they even listen to me? Did they even hear me? Do they even care? But in reality, it's no, we just have so much going on that sometimes things fall through the cracks.
Yeah. And this is why it is so important to make sure your lines of communication are healthy with your technicians, and don't be passive aggressive as a leader.
No.
We've had that. It's so dumb. I don't.
It's my least favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, no, it's like
passive aggressiveness. That is my least favorite thing in the entire world.
yeah, just like be honest, be upfront, be open, and try to keep the morale strong in your company. And it sucks, honestly, because another weight that we carry, or at least I do. I don't know if you feel this. I don't think we've ever spoken about this. This is something so internal.
Oh my gosh, what?
I know I'm getting really vulnerable for a second here. But when I feel like, for example, the Discord chats are quiet, right?
Yeah.
So we have like all of our texts in our Discord chats, and we have a lot of really cool chats. Like we have our kudos chat. We have I really love our content chat lately, where they drop like pictures and people like before and after pictures, for example.
Yeah.
And people are jumping in and they're like hoorahing them. And it's like so cool. I love it. It literally makes my heart sing. But lately, and this isn't the first time it's happened in the past too. Lately, the chats have been quiet. And it makes me feel like morale is dipping a little bit. It makes me feel like they're maybe not as motivated or not as, and this is where I get like really, this is, again, I'm going emotional here because this is what it is. But I'm like, they don't like me. They don't like my business anymore. They're over it. They're checking out. I'm doing something wrong as a leader because now they're not sharing content the way they used to. Their morale isn't up anymore, or at least that's how it feels, right? And, even the other day, I posted some kind of contest to try to get people going, and it was quiet. Like, you could just tell that I don't know if it's because we're in the dead of winter or what it is. We're working on it, but this is just one of the things that I personally, and maybe some of you, and maybe you feel it, or maybe I am someone who does always need validation. That is like a me problem, to be honest. But at the same time, it is quick for business owners to immediately be like, what am I doing wrong if something feels off with the team? And so now I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why didn't they post their content the other day? Why aren't they sharing content as much as they used to? Why do they not seem as happy and driven? And so now I'm like, well, I don't want to ask them, why are you not happy and driven? Or why do you seem that way? Right? Because that might not be true. It could be like within me. Maybe they just genuinely didn't have content to share. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where I take it very personally. And I feel like it's a very, very heavy weight.
I feel like that's not just a you problem. That makes
Mm,
perfect sense,
yeah.
especially with the way we do things because we do work solo. There's a loneliness that comes with
Yeah.
this job. And that's the last thing I want is people to leave because they feel lonely.
Right.
But it's a hard balance because, again, this goes back to 12 different personalities. There's some people that love that aspect. There's some people that they don't want to be posting in a chat every day. They don't want to have to do these group participation things. But then there's some people that thrive on it. So it's, again, that balance of catering to many different personalities and wondering, is it me or is it them?
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough out here. It's
It
tough being a
is.
leader.
It is. And then we're talking a lot about our employees, which is where a lot of the emotional weight does come from. I mean, the amount of times that I just take crying phone calls is insane. And I don't mind doing that. I don't say that to complain. It's more so just, again, it's a weight. You're taking that energy. I care about my employees. So when they're sad, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
But also you're dealing with the emotions of almost 200 clients as well.
Oh gosh.
It's a lot, and you want to make the clients happy, you want to make the employees happy. I want to make my business partner happy, I want to make my office staff happy. It's just
I know. Even when, like, for example, Ashley, she'll have a bad day because she'll clean a house, and it may be like something will happen, or she'll just be exhausted or something. And she comes into the office like frustrated over it. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh God, I'm failing. She's going to quit. She doesn't want to be like involved in my life anymore. And I'm failing and I'm the worst. Like, and I
Yeah.
really let it affect me. And it's hard, and it's hard to really just stay regulated and to make sure like like we had said, like, stay in the middle, right? So like you can't like trauma dump on your team. Like, I can't be like, why are you all not posting? Like, this is really hard for me, and like I need you to validate me, even though I'm pretty sure I have said that like as a
We
joke.
definitely have. Yeah, we definitely have.
Because I tell them all the time, even during onboarding, I'm like, if you don't answer my discords within 5 minutes, I'll think you're dead and have a panic attack.
Oh
And
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
but at the same time, like, you want to be human. You don't want to be a robot. You don't want to pretend everything is perfect all the time, but you also don't want them to know when like your insides are falling apart. Like, you know what I mean? And because at the end of the day, as a leader, it is up to you to make sure that you are stable, or at least putting off that you're stable even when you're not feeling super emotionally stable.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's one thing, like we need to be here for our team, but I don't think our team should have to be here for us. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I wish it was that way. And I feel like, and I want to touch on this because this was one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with being a leader. And I feel like well, no, I don't feel like I know I've gotten a lot better at this, is being able to give feedback without crushing spirits. Like I used to, when used to have to give a tech negative feedback or have a difficult meeting with them, it would eat me alive. I would not sleep the night before. I'd be replaying conversations in my head to practice how they're going to go. I would have anxiety. I would feel like I'm going to throw up. And it's because I didn't know how to deliver this information without crushing their spirit.
Mhm.
Like there is a very specific way you can give feedback without being demeaning, without making them feel like they're failing, without hurting them as a person. It's just how you deliver that feedback.
Mhm.
And that's something that we've really learned. So now I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing. I don't love giving feedback, but I
Don't
don't
thrive
feel
on that.
that anxiety anymore because I've learned how to do it and to also have faith in my people that they're going to be okay. Like our people, they're
Tough
not
little
weak. They're
cookies.
tough little cookies.
Tough
They
little
can
cookies.
take it as long as you're always being respectful, being direct. We talked about radical candor. I think we did a book club episode about it. Being radically candid with them so that also, as Holly mentioned before, it opens that line of communication. Our employees are never wondering, am I in trouble? Did I get a complaint I don't know about? Are my bosses mad at me? Because there's no passive aggressiveness here. If something needs to be told, we're direct and kind with them. And I think that that is what has helped me.
Yeah.
To be direct is to be kind, and learning that really helped me get over that hurdle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think you're stronger at this than I am, but I'm like she's good at like concealing and not feeling.
Put on a show.
Whereas me, like I do wear my heart on my sleeve to a point where it might be a slight detriment. And so unfortunately for Laura, she does get all of my emotions because I do try to keep them contained from the staff, right? Like and we've done that, like take it from us too, like and this is going on a slight tangent because we've done it where they'll get a complaint and we'll, instead of giving them feedback, we'll say, well, the client was a little nitpicky.
Oh, yeah.
Or, the client was probably in a bad mood that day, or because I struggled to put it on to hold them accountable. Like I really struggled with that because I did feel bad delivering that news. So then I'm like, blaming the client, like what kind of leader are you to like put the blame on somebody entirely different when they are paying a pretty penny to have us come in and do a quality service? And just because they dropped the ball or are dropping the ball, it doesn't mean that your technician is a bad person or they're unworthy of the job. It just means that you are requiring some changes so that everybody can be successful in your business. You treat it like you're a team. At least that's what we've been doing. We say like, we are here to support you. We want to see you succeed. And they love that. They say, okay, I'm going to do better. I'm going to try harder. You got to motivate and encourage. And we used to, don't do this. We used to do this in the beginning when we first started hiring. We only held meetings when it was time to yell at them.
Yep.
When it was time to reprimand them. Now, we make it a point to celebrate every single little win. That's why we have the kudos chat in our Discord too. This is how you keep morale boosted, because every single time a compliment comes in, it's going in that chat immediately. And when we have our quarterly meetings now, we do the wheel spins, we do the celebrations, we recap the previous quarter and talk about how we've grown and all of these things. And then, yes, if we need to have some tough love with them, which we really did at this last meeting we had, we were like, listen, guys, we have got to get it together because there is some trust is broken and this and that and third. This is how we're going to make it better. And this is how we're all going to thrive together. And when the business succeeds, there is more opportunity for the technicians. And we made sure and make sure to let them know that the opportunities are coming and that we're dreaming big. And so I think that every time we have one of those meetings, they actually leave feeling good. I feel like and I feel good. I feel like I'm on top of the world after those meetings.
Me too, definitely. And like the beautiful thing about it is even this past meeting that we had that was so tough, we really got vulnerable with them and held them accountable, held ourselves accountable as well, because we always do that. We immediately jumped into a fun game because we always try to do some educational game with them. And I was so worried. I was like, Holly, they're not going to want to play a game after we yell at them. We didn't yell at them. But after we had this hard conversation, they're not going to want to sit here and laugh and joke and play a game with us.
Wrong.
They had so much fun. That game was so much fun. It was educational. We had a good time. It didn't feel awkward, or at least I don't think it felt awkward. It didn't feel weird. And I think that that's because we have established a level of respect. We've established the fact that when you do give the feedback, I want to say this, you don't ever give feedback on the person. You kind of have to separate the task from the person.
Mm-hmm.
So by us giving all this feedback saying, hey, we've been dropping the ball, this and that, we're never saying you're a bad person. You are lazy. You were, you know what I mean? We're separating what they did from them as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we're able to build that level of respect and encourage them as well. Whenever we give feedback, we always encourage them. We're bringing this up because we know you can do better. We believe in you. We're here to support you. Do you need more training? I said this before, but you also have to take accountability for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're holding your team accountable, you're not holding yourself accountable, they're not going to respect that.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't.
remember when we had our tough love meeting last quarter or this, last month, we had said to them, we said, like, before we even got into the things that we needed to change, we said, listen, we feel that none of us are holding ourselves accountable. And that goes for Laura and I too. And we aren't holding you accountable. So how could we expect you to hold yourself accountable if we aren't inspecting what we expect? And I think that they appreciated the fact that we weren't just like, you need to know this. You need to like always have it together and remember all of these things and just do it right all the time without feedback, without support, without like reminders or whatever. And so I think that they really did appreciate that. And at that meeting, we had a lot to go over with them, but we were just specific. We were direct. We weren't dramatic. And we just kind of told them how it is. We did make it a point to say, this is what happened. These are the specifics. You guys ran ahead of this much at these houses, these many complaints, this. This is how it makes us feel. It makes us feel like you don't care about breaking our trust. It makes us feel like you don't care about how good you're doing. It makes us feel this. And we did say it that way instead of saying, you don't care about the client.
Mhm.
You don't care about breaking our trust. It was, this is how it's making us feel. And this is why we need to change it. And I think that they really, really appreciated that because we always assume like good intent. We never
Mhm.
assume bad intent, or at least not in front of them. Sometimes I'm like, they don't care. But that's just, again, my emotions like doing their thing. So it's always being able to deliver feedback in a very specific, radically candid way is so, so, so important because you really don't know what's going on in their homes and why maybe they are messing up or they're forgetting things or whatever it is. Like you really don't know. And it's important to make sure you keep those lines of communication open and honest and just genuine.
Yeah, exactly. So we've kind of dumped a lot on you guys, right? Like, we've
I
kind of
know.
talked about.
They're literally like, ew.
I know.
what-
They're like, all right, but like, how do we fix this? Because as business owners, you have all this unseen weight, right? Unseen decision fatigue. That's a huge one. I have major decision fatigue because as business owners, we make so many decisions a day that by the time I get home, my boyfriend's like, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, I don't know. You bet.
I know.
choose.
I literally get mad at Steve for being like, "What do you want to do this weekend?" I'm like, "You have to decide. I can't. Like, just do something." I
what?
get
This
so
is
angry.
Probably why me and you are so go with the flow because we're very go with the flow in our normal life. Like we went on
'Cause I
vacation.
can't- no, you tell me what to do, I don't
and-
care.
No, literally.
I don't want to think
Like
about
I
it.
don't want to plan it. I don't want to think about it. I'm happy. I go. You tell me where I will follow, and that's
As-
probably why.
As long as Raising Cane's is on the menu.
yes, Wawa. As long as we're getting Wawa burritos, we're good.
But no, that is probably why, because we
I
make
think
so many
so.
decisions at work. So when it's time to go home, I'm like, somebody live my life for me.
Yeah,
Like,
I literally
make
don't
my
care.
decisions for me. Use my brain. I don't want to use it myself anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that's why.
That's actually crazy theory.
Right?
I love that.
I feel like we just like unlocked a part of my brain.
Like,
I'm like,
what? Are we,
oh, I
like-
just psychoanalyzed.
I
us.
know.
This is
Wow. Who needs a
wild.
therapist when you have this girl over here?
Right? But yeah, you have emotional exhaustion. You have the weight of payroll. You don't know how many times Holly's like, I don't know if we're gonna make payroll. Like, and it keeps her up at night. It keeps me up at night. All of
Yeah.
these things really do. You're sitting at night and there's just a weight on your chest of all the things going on. So now that we've dumped all of that on you, let's talk about how you can fix it because we're always solution based here, right? The important thing is to protect yourself because, as we said, you're taking in all of this energy, you're taking in all of this emotion, which is fine. I do think you need to be there for your staff and your clients, even when bad shit's going on and they have no one else to turn to. But the number one thing you want to do is to be sure to set boundaries,
Yeah.
which are hard.
Let's
don't
not
love
talk about
boundaries.
the friendship thing.
Oh, God. You want to talk about it? We can talk about it.
Let's
We can
just
talk about it.
quickly,
We got
because
stuff to
that was a
say.
time when we had no boundaries.
I'm like looking back and I'm like, stupid.
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 Honestly, I think it's good that we're talking about this because there are so many people who listen to this podcast who are very new in business, who either don't have employees or
Mhm.
or are very new to having employees. They just hired their first helper or their first cleaner or their first whatever industry you're in, like your first employee, and you like are going to probably make this mistake if we don't tell you about it right now. right now.
All right. So when me and Holly first opened the business and started hiring people, we were stupid and told our employees, we're friends. We're family. This is a family. To our family. We're friends. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's stupid. And it got thrown right back in our face.
Yep. The one time pretty much the one time we had to give somebody feedback for whatever it was. I don't even think it was feedback. I think it was like something.
We were changing systems and protocols, and this employee did not like it and thought that I was rude to him in my feedback about how we were switching to these systems, whether he liked it or not.
And he was like, I thought we were friends.
It's like, you guys say we were friends and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh shit, he's right though.
He's right.
He's right.
He's absolutely right.
That.
Because because we had no boundaries, and we showed them that we did not care about boundaries. And we declared it.
Yeah, we would also talk to our employees in a way back then that was not professional. We would talk to them in a way that we would talk to friends. We would let them have conversations in the work car that should not be discussed in the work car.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
like
no.
Bad shit. I'm not going to go into
like
it.
bad things
like
where
bad
I was
things.
like just letting it rock, and I'm like, no way would anybody talk like that in our office, or you know. It has, yeah, you have to set boundaries. All that to say, like, I look back on it and it literally, like, I feel like my diaphragm is having spasms now, because I'm like, ugh.
No, it's cringy. And
it's so bad.
It stems from, at least for me, I don't know where it stems from for you, Holly, but it stemmed from a desire to be liked.
Oh, yeah.
And now I've learned, like, yes, I want to be liked. I want my employees to like me, of course, as a person, but more so than like me, I want them to respect me now as their boss. And that's my number one priority over wanting them to like me or to think I'm a cool boss. Like, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. They don't have to think you're cool.
No.
Like, it's not important.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So anyway, all that to say, yes, boundaries.
Yes. So those boundaries. You have to be careful not to absorb what isn't yours. So I think it's really important to listen to your employees. If your employee is coming into your office crying and they need to talk to you because they have nobody else to go to, I'm not saying, oh, sorry, can't take in that emotion. See yourself out. No, you want to listen. You want to be there. But at the end of the day, your employees are adults. You have to remember that they're adults that are responsible for their own life.
Yeah, I
struggle to remember this.
I need to jump in on this.
No,
because
you jump in.
I suck at that.
I know.
I call them my babies. I call them my babies. I feel like I'm like their mother. Like, I'm responsible. And it is hard because there is a part of me that's like, I am responsible for like putting food on their table to a degree.
Yeah.
So this is a struggle for me. So thank you for the reminder, because no, they are adults. If they need money, they will come to work. They'll make sure their availability is there.
Mm-hmm.
If they need emotional support, they'll make an appointment or stop in on check-in and come into the office. Like, I'm not going to like pry things out of them. I'm not going to baby them. Like, they are adults, and if they're going through personal shit, they need to deal with that. And of course, I'm here to support, but I can't like solve their problems.
Yeah.
And I've fallen into that trap. I have. Like, there were a few technicians when we first started hiring that I was like, I need to fix them. Mm-hmm. I need to fix their whole life. And I'm lucky I've gotten over that, but it's still a struggle. It really is. Like, when they're going through like tough shit at home, I'm like, I need to be there for them. I need to like cook them soup. And I'm like, I don't even know how to make soup. So I need to just relax, you know. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, go.
No, it's tough because like you know what the problem is too in this. I'm just psychoanalyzing us as we go through this whole episode.
Okay, therapist Dr. Laura.
Dr. Laura is in the building. I think that it feels good to be the savior. Like, think about that.
No,
it feels good to be the savior, and I am so guilty of. I'm trying to work on it, but I'm not very good. When they reach out with a problem, I want to start asking them, how would you solve this? What do you think the answer is? Because I'm so bad. I'm just so quick to solve their problems, but that's not helping them, because then what if they're in the same boat next time and they have the problem and you're not around?
You know, you're their enabler.
Yes, I'm an enabler.
You're an enabler.
I'm definitely an enabler. But they're fully capable. They're fully functioning adults. They're fully capable of problem solving and figuring things out on their own. And I think another important thing to have is, as we said before, systems. If you have systems in place that prevent the chaos, this hopefully will be less of an issue. Again, you can't control your people's personal lives, but it'll take some of the chaos out of the work life.
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
systems in place.
Big yes.
Yeah.
Big yes.
100%. And also just remind yourself that you're not responsible for other people. If you're having issues with this, maybe journal, lean on your faith, do some internal work of why do I feel the need to fix people? Why am I taking in all this emotional baggage and not leaving it at the door like we instruct our people to do? It's not easy.
And self-care.
Self-care.
Self-care is so important. We've done a million episodes on it, but like, friendly reminder, let this be your sign to like do something that makes you feel good. Like jump in your journal, do some working out, like cuddle your damn dog, like whatever it is, like do some self-care, because that is how you stay mentally strong, and that's how you feel good. Like do the things that make you feel good, and make sure that you do have a support system that you can lean on that isn't your employees. Luckily, like, I don't know, it's so funny because people can't imagine running a business with a best friend, whereas I can't imagine running it without, because we need to
No way.
we need to lean on each other all the time. Like all the time we have to lean on each other. And obviously it's important to make sure you have a support system outside of that as well. You know, sometimes you need to just vent to somebody who maybe a colleague in the industry who just knows what you're going through. You know what I mean? Like have those connections. That's why we say like go to these events. We just spoke about this too. Make friends in the industry, whatever industry you're in, because you need people who understand and who can be there for you and who you can lean on. And so that you aren't like releasing it all onto your own office. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even on your family. Like your family's going to get real tired if you're coming home every day complaining or putting that emotional baggage that you got from work onto them.
It's also hard because I just feel like they don't understand as much.
No. They're like, what's the big deal?
I really wish, I want people who don't run a business to listen to this episode and be like, oh shit, that's like a lot.
Yeah.
That's like a lot. Like, honestly, send this episode to somebody who doesn't run a business. Send it to your spouse or like somebody who says, oh, you'll get over it, or just calm down. Everything will be fine. Like, this is a big deal. Like, running a business and being a leader, being in a leadership position is like a huge deal. Even if you're like not owning the business, but you're in like some kind of managerial or HR position, like, you know, like you deal with this.
Yeah. And you deal with this at every level. Because even if you are a solo cleaner or a solopreneur, you're managing clients still and all their emotions. And I'm sure you're a therapist to them. So at any size, this holds true. I honestly think it probably gets a little easier once you are bigger.
Yeah.
Because then you're just managing your few leaders who are managing all of the other people, the hundreds of clients. I'm hoping it'll get easier for us. I don't know.
It'll be a bigger like web of support. And what I love too is like, you know, I said in the beginning of this episode, like why we wouldn't change it for the world. And honestly, there is something special about being in this position where we are. I mean, the fact that people come into our office and cry to us means they feel safe here.
So true.
You know,
that's such a good point.
Yes. You know, the fact that we even hear about their problems at home, it means that they trust us.
That's a really, really, really good point that I did not think about till just now.
Yeah, because I personally never brought my problems to my bosses in older jobs because I didn't trust them. I didn't think they gave a shit about me. So
in most cases, they probably didn't.
Yeah, our technicians are feeling that we care about them, and so they feel safe and they feel like they trust us enough to bring us these problems that they're facing. And a lot of times when they do come in too, they're not asking us to solve the problem.
No.
They just need somebody to hear it.
Yeah.
They need somebody to hear it. And that's honestly beautiful.
That is beautiful. No, that's so true. And we always tell them too, they know. Like they know, we always say if you need any kind of support, and we don't do it in a pushy way. We never overstep.
Yeah.
But we just let them know we are here for you if you need anything. And they know that and they take advantage of it. Not take advantage. They
take the opportunity and run with it. Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, another thing to remember is that this emotional weight we carry, it exists because we built something and with people who are really worth caring about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing. So like,
amazing.
Obviously, like, yes, it's hard, but there is something to be thankful for in all of it.
Yeah.
and something to really appreciate. And I do love it. And it's hard a lot of the time, but there are times when it's really, really rewarding. Like I remember, I'll never forget this. We had a technician. She's no longer working here, but we did have a technician who was really struggling with her times at the job. She was getting so overwhelmed about it, like so overwhelmed. She was having a really hard time at home. She was just dealing with a lot of stuff. And I knew that the best way to support her was to go to a job with her and like be like, we're going to work on your time together. Like I'm coming in my work uniform, I'm coming in my sweats, and we're going to clean together, and I'm going to show you my techniques and show you how I do. And I went there and we worked together, and I was showing her all my techniques and showing her like what, how to do certain things and all of this stuff. And I remember I left. Probably not the best thing she said, but I'll still never forget it. She went, "I'm not drinking tonight," because she felt good. And I said, "Well, if you do, you're drinking because you're happy, not because you're sad, right?" And she said, "Yes, I feel really good after today." And she just thanked me so much for like going and taking the time and showing up and helping her with this, because it was such a source of stress for her. And I remember leaving. I feel like I sent you a message that day, and I was like, I'm feeling high after that. Like I was like, I feel so good. Like I love doing that. I love being there to support them in my capacity. And that's exactly what I did. I supported her in my capacity, and I took just something off of her, like her
burden plate.
Yes, her shoulders. You know what I mean? Like I took a little bit of weight off by being able to like go there and do this. And I think it also showed her like, I care about you. I care about your success in this company. I care that you're stressed. And I don't want you to be stressed about work. Like, obviously, I can't control your life at home, but I can control her life here. I can control how she performs here. I can control, sort of to a degree, her stress levels here.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And I feel like we focus a lot on the negative in this episode, but we also get the luxury of experiencing their wins, the good that happens in
Oh,
their
yeah,
life.
that's true.
Like our employee Stephanie, we love her. She recently got engaged,
Oh my
and she
God,
did
that
a
was
big announcement
amazing.
video in the Discord. She did this whole thing where she was doing a towel folding tutorial, and then she puts on the ring, and the ring is in the video. And it was so beautiful that she was able to not only share that with us, that special moment, but also share it with her fellow employees. And everybody hopped in and was like, "Oh my God." So we get to share the bad, but we also get to experience the good, and they come to us with that news as well.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love when that happens, when something good is happening in their lives.
Or like some people have reached out to us and have been like, I was finally able to afford my own apartment because of this job. You know how good that feels to know that like their hard work got them there 100%, but we were a facilitator of that for them. Which feels really good.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, I know we focused a lot on the bad, but it was just it wasn't really saying like, this sucks. It was just us being real about what you can experience as a leader and about that emotional burden and that emotional toll that you do carry. But also we are spinning it to tell you that it is truly a blessing in disguise. There are ways to keep yourself protected, and there are support systems out there that can help you through those times where it feels really lonely.
Yeah, 100%. I like this conversation. I feel like it needed to be had because it never is.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. And I hope that it resonates with you, or it at least prepares you for if you are needing to hire or whatever it is. And hopefully you can learn to protect yourself and not absorb too much of it, and run your bit, and honestly doing all of the things that we said and giving feedback the way we said and all of these things, it's going to make you not only a better leader, but it's going to make your company better. It's going to make your company culture better. It's going to make your, like, low key getting tactical here, it's going to make your retention better. It's going to lower your employee attrition. It's going to do all of these things. And so I hope that this was helpful. And if you are feeling like you are if you're really feeling this and you're like, oh shit, like I'm through this right now, like I know what you're talking about, I feel this, please don't hesitate to hop in our DMs and let's have a chat. We're always here for you guys, and we love talking to all of our listeners. It's just so good, so fun. So yeah,
don't be a stranger.
All right, all links are in the show notes, in the episode description, all the things. And thank you so, so much for being here and for listening to today's episode. I know this one was a toughie,
Mhm.
but hopefully you are like logging off feeling empowered and inspired and motivated and just ready to kick some booty. And until next week, enjoy your week.